Have you ever felt like you're screaming at the top of your lungs, but the world just keeps spinning, oblivious and indifferent to your voice? We live in a cacophony where being loud seems to be the only way to get noticed. Yet, what if I told you that the most profound impact you could ever make comes not from the noise you create, but from the silence you embrace? Today, we're going to explore an ancient secret that the busiest and loudest can never drown out: the captivating power of silence. This isn't about shutting down or fading into the background. It's about harnessing a quiet strength that draws people in, making them hang on to your every silent word. So, if you've ever felt overlooked or drowned out, stick with me. By the end of this video, you'll know how to make your silence speak volumes, turning heads and opening hearts without saying a word. Join me as we dive deep into the art of silent impact, a skill that could change the way you see yourself and how the world sees you. If you're ready to unlock the secret powers of silence and make a real change in how you communicate and connect, hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and make sure to watch the whole video without skipping a part. Every moment counts. We should every night call ourselves to an account. What infirmity have I mastered today? What passions opposed? What temptation resisted? What virtue acquired? In today's fast-paced world, where everyone seems to be talking all the time, have you ever stopped to notice how it's often the quiet moments that truly capture our attention and linger in our memories? There's an incredible power in silence, a power that can speak louder than words. This isn't a modern invention, but a profound truth that has been recognized for centuries, particularly by the ancient Stoic philosophers. Stoicism, a philosophy that emphasizes rationality and self-control, teaches that true wisdom involves knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This highlights that sometimes our strength lies not in our external expressions, but in our internal decision to hold back, to observe, and to reflect quietly. Silence in this sense is not merely a lack of sound, but a deliberate choice that enriches one's sense of self and purpose. Seneca, another Stoic thinker, also touched on this when he discussed the clutter of unnecessary words in our lives. He believed that being selective about our words can lead to a more meaningful existence. He wrote, "We should every night call ourselves to an account. What infirmity have I mastered today? What passions opposed? What temptation resisted? What virtue acquired?" His questions prompt us to think about how silence can serve as a tool for self-examination and personal growth. Epictetus, a Greek Stoic philosopher, further illuminates this idea by reminding us that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we might listen more and talk less. His teachings encourage us to embrace silence as a form of wisdom, allowing us to absorb and process the world around us more effectively. By doing so, we can develop a deeper understanding of our environment and the people within it, enhancing our relationships and personal integrity. Thus, the ancient Stoics were aware of the significant impact that choosing silence over speech could have. They understood that in moments of silence, we are not passive, but are instead actively engaging with our thoughts, disciplining our emotions, and strengthening our resolve. Silence becomes a powerful expression of our autonomy and self-control, key tenets of Stoic philosophy. So, when we talk about the power of silence, it's not just about the absence of noise, it's about the presence of a thoughtful mind, a resilient spirit, and a contented soul. In a world that incessantly urges us to express more, do more, and be more, Stoicism invites us to find value in stillness and to discover that sometimes, indeed, not saying anything says everything. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Marcus Aurelius. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has stood the test of time, teaches us that true strength doesn't necessarily come from being the loudest in the room, but often from being the most composed and reflective. Marcus Aurelius eloquently captured this when he wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This powerful statement invites us to turn inward and discover the tranquility and resilience that come from embracing silence. This idea of finding peace within underscores a central theme in Stoicism: the development of self-control and inner fortitude. By choosing silence over unnecessary speech, we can develop a deeper sense of awareness and control over our reactions to external circumstances. Aurelius often emphasized the importance of this inner dialogue, advising that we should speak only when necessary and that our words should be thoughtful and deliberate. Seneca, another prominent Stoic, also extolled the virtues of restraint in speech. He argued that too much chatter can lead to unnecessary complications and misunderstandings. In one of his letters he notes, "Say to yourself first thing in the morning, 'Today I shall meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, aggressive, treacherous, malicious, and unsociable.'" This reflection isn't a call to pessimism, but a reminder to remain composed and silent in the face of daily irritations and provocations, thus maintaining one's dignity and peace of mind. Epictetus, who was born a slave and became a renowned Stoic teacher, similarly taught that freedom and happiness are achieved through the acceptance of the moment as it presents itself, by not allowing oneself to be controlled by the desire for pleasure or fear of pain. He emphasized the power of listening over speaking, famously suggesting that nature gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason: to listen more than we speak. In practical terms, embracing Stoic silence means more than just not talking. It's about actively engaging with the world in a mindful and considered way. It means not allowing oneself to be swept away by the noise and demands of life, but instead finding a calm, reflective space from which to observe and from which to act with intention. So, if you often find yourself feeling drowned out by the cacophony of voices around you, consider what strength there might be in choosing a different path, one of silence and reflection. Stoicism teaches us that in stillness we can find the strength to withstand any storm, and in silence we can discover the wisdom to choose our words with care and our actions with purpose. The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength. Marcus Aurelius. Imagine walking into a room and immediately capturing everyone's attention. Now imagine doing this, not because you're the loudest or most flamboyant person there, but because you radiate a sense of calm so deep it's almost tangible. This isn't just a fanciful idea from ancient tales or dusty philosophy books. It's a real state you can achieve through the principles of Stoicism. Stoicism, a school of Hellenistic philosophy, teaches us the value of inner tranquility and how it can influence our external environment. The Stoics believed that the key to influencing others wasn't through forceful or flashy actions, but through a profound mastery of oneself. Marcus Aurelius often spoke about the importance of self-control and presence. He wrote in his Meditations, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." This quote encapsulates the idea that true influence comes from a serene and stable inner life, not from external showiness. This concept can be applied directly to the scenario of entering a room and becoming the center of attention through calmness. By cultivating a stoic calm, you project an aura of confidence and composure that draws others to you. People are naturally attracted to those who seem at peace in the midst of chaos. As such, tranquility is both rare and appealing. It suggests competence, self-assurance, and reliability. Epictetus, another influential Stoic, reinforced this idea by focusing on the power of controlling one's reactions. He taught that external events could not disturb us unless we let them. According to Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When you enter a room, if you maintain composure and a clear, undisturbed mind, your reactions will reflect your inner tranquility, and people will naturally gravitate towards you. So, achieving the effect of becoming the center of attention through calmness isn't just a philosophical musing, it's a practical outcome of embodying Stoic virtues. It involves developing a mastery over your thoughts and emotions so that you can remain unperturbed by the external world. This state of being not only enhances your influence over others, but also improves your self-reliance and inner satisfaction. The next time you find yourself entering a room, remember that the strongest presence is often marked not by a loud voice or dramatic entrance, but by a quiet and assured sense of self, grounded in the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. By focusing on your inner calm and letting your actions speak from this center of tranquility, you can truly become someone who commands attention, not demands it. Hang on to your philosophical principles once they have been well tested. Don't let other people's opinions lead you away from the truth. Seneca. The Stoics, renowned philosophers from ancient Greece and Rome, were experts at achieving inner peace, a state they believed was crucial for a fulfilled and meaningful life. Their teachings emphasize that one of the most attractive qualities a person can possess is authenticity, which means being true to oneself. According to Stoicism, there's a profound strength and allure in individuals who are genuinely at peace with who they are, emanating a sense of genuine self-acceptance and contentment. Marcus Aurelius argued that peace comes from within and is not affected by external circumstances. In his Meditations, he noted, "He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe." This quote underscores the Stoic belief that personal authenticity aligns us with the larger order of things, bringing about a peaceful existence that resonates with others. Seneca, a Stoic writer, also emphasized the value of being true to oneself as a source of strength and peace. He taught that tranquility comes from a deep congruence between one's thoughts, words, and actions, a hallmark of authenticity. In one of his moral essays, Seneca advised, "Hang on to your philosophical principles once they have been well tested. Don't let other people's opinions lead you away from the truth." Here, Seneca is encouraging us to remain steadfast in our true beliefs and values, regardless of societal pressures, which is essential for maintaining inner peace and authenticity. In essence, the Stoics taught that the most appealing trait we can possess is not wealth, status, or power, but the authenticity that comes from being at peace with ourselves. This authenticity makes a person attractive because it is rare and compelling. People are drawn to individuals who are real and honest in their self-expression because such genuineness provides a sense of reliability and trust. Accept the things to which fate binds you and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Marcus Aurelius. Let's explore what it truly means to be yourself, a concept that, while simple at first glance, unfolds into deep layers of authenticity and personal integrity. Being yourself isn't just about acknowledging who you are on the surface, but fully embracing every aspect of your identity, including your unique quirks, your deepest passions, and even your fears. It involves steadfastly holding to your personal beliefs and values, even when faced with opposition or adversity, and feeling a profound sense of comfort in your own skin. The Stoic philosophers, including Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, offer timeless wisdom on this subject. Marcus Aurelius, in particular, championed the idea of self-acceptance and authenticity. He wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." This sentiment underscores the importance of embracing your life and everything in it as part of your authentic self. Aurelius believed that a vital part of being true to yourself involved not just accepting, but actively loving and engaging with your circumstances and relationships. Seneca also touched upon the theme of personal integrity and consistency as elements of being true to oneself. He advised, "To thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man." Here Seneca is expressing that staying true to oneself is the foundation of ethical living and personal contentment. By maintaining your beliefs and values, even in challenging times, you not only uphold your integrity, but also become a beacon of reliability and trustworthiness to those around you. Being yourself, then, is about more than just an acceptance of your traits. It's an active, ongoing process of aligning your daily actions with your deepest values and convictions. It means not shrinking away from your fears, but facing them with courage, not hiding your quirks, but celebrating them as part of your unique identity, and not wavering in your passions, but pursuing them with heart. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. When you commit to being true to yourself, you emit a powerful, unmistakable vibe of authenticity and unapologetic honesty. This isn't just about feeling good in your own skin. It's about how this inner truth radiates outward, influencing how others perceive and react to you. People are naturally attracted to those who are genuine and sincere, because such qualities are rare and refreshing in a world often filled with pretense and posturing. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, encouraged a life of sincerity and straightforwardness, saying, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." This directive emphasizes action over pretension. It suggests that when you live authentically, you align yourself with what is good and right, becoming a living example of your beliefs and values. This alignment is compelling and attractive to others, who may be seeking truth and integrity in their own lives. Seneca also contributes to this idea by underscoring the importance of living a life that is consistent with one's principles. He pointed out that harmony between one's words and actions not only breeds a peaceful inner life, but also earns the respect and admiration of others. Harmony is something you must have within you. Those who seek it outside pluck the strings in vain, Seneca wrote. This harmony speaks to a congruence that people can sense and are drawn to, because it promises a relationship based on trust and authenticity. Epictetus, another Stoic thinker, emphasized the role of personal choice in maintaining authenticity. He taught that we are in control of our faculties and can choose not to be influenced by external pressures that might sway us from our true path. It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them, Epictetus said. By choosing to respond to life's challenges with your genuine feelings and beliefs, you project a confidence and solidity that is inherently appealing. When you are true to yourself, you not only live in alignment with your deepest values, but you also project a sort of magnetism. This genuine vibe, real and unapologetic, is powerful because it is rooted in self-respect and integrity. It naturally attracts people who value honesty and who are often tired of superficial encounters. They are drawn to someone who confidently represents themselves without pretense, seeing in them a potential friend, ally, or leader who can be trusted and admired. Therefore, being true to oneself isn't just a personal triumph, it's a relational one. It creates a foundation for deeper, more meaningful interactions that are based on real connection rather than superficial acquaintance. This Stoic view of authenticity enhances both personal fulfillment and social dynamics. Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look. Marcus Aurelius. Beginning the journey towards true authenticity and self-realization may seem daunting, but it actually starts with a simple yet profound step: self-reflection. This process involves taking time to quietly contemplate what truly matters to you, what stirs your soul, and what makes you feel deeply alive. This initial step is essential because it forms the foundation of understanding your own values, desires, and passions. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, frequently practiced and wrote about self-reflection in his personal writings, known as meditations. He advocated for looking inward to discover one's true nature and emphasized the importance of being honest with oneself. Aurelius wrote, "Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look." This advice highlights the importance of continual self-awareness and the discovery of one's inner resources that fuel personal growth and authenticity. Once you have a clearer understanding of what is important to you and what makes you feel alive, the next step is to embrace the courage needed to express these inner truths to the world. This step involves more than just self-acknowledgement. It's about openly living out your values and beliefs in your daily interactions and decisions. It is not about putting on a facade or striving for perfection, but rather about embracing and presenting your genuine self. Seneca spoke about the bravery required to live according to one's principles. He understood that showing one's true self can be challenging, especially when faced with societal pressures to conform. Seneca advised, "It takes a great soul to be true to itself in the face of all opposition." His words underscore the necessity of courage in the pursuit of authenticity, highlighting that being true to oneself is a mark of inner strength and character. Epictetus further emphasized that being authentic is not about achieving perfection. He taught that we should focus on what we can control, our own actions and responses, rather than striving for an unattainable ideal. "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it," Epictetus once said, suggesting that the essence of personal philosophy is shown through action rather than explanation. Thus, the journey toward authenticity begins with self-reflection and moves towards having the courage to live out your personal truths, despite external challenges or the fear of judgment. Remember, the goal is not to attain perfection, but to be genuinely and unapologetically real. This approach not only fosters a deeper sense of self-acceptance, but also encourages others to engage with you on a more meaningful and honest level. Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. Epictetus. The decisions we make, from the clothes we choose to wear each day to the fragrance we select, transcend mere aesthetics. These choices are expressions of our inner selves, reflecting much more than just a concern for physical appearance. They are about embodying authenticity and allowing that genuineness to be visible and palpable to the world around us. Stoic philosophy, with its focus on virtue and authenticity, supports this approach to daily choices. Marcus Aurelius stressed the importance of living according to one's principles. He advised, "Such as are your habitual thoughts, such also will be the character of your mind, for the soul is dyed by the thoughts." This insight suggests that our external choices, like our clothing and scent, should align with our internal thoughts and values, dyeing our whole presence with the color of our true character. Similarly, Seneca emphasized the need for consistency between our internal state and our external actions. He believed that personal authenticity involves aligning one's life with one's philosophy. In one of his moral essays, he writes, "Let all your activity be in harmony with your purpose, and for yourself rather than for others." This guidance encourages us to choose personal styles and scents that are true to who we are, not just what is fashionable or expected by society. Epictetus also contributed to this theme by focusing on the importance of self-control and personal agency. He taught that external expressions are within our control, and we should use this control wisely. Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly, he stated, emphasizing the idea that personal choices should reflect one's true self. Thus, when we select what to wear or how we present ourselves, we are not just making superficial decisions. Instead, we are making deliberate choices that broadcast our authenticity. It's not merely about looking good, but about feeling genuine and letting that genuineness inform how we present ourselves to the world. By ensuring that our external choices reflect our internal values, we strengthen our sense of self and project an image that is both true and empowering. Stoicism teaches us that every choice, from our wardrobe to our scent, is an opportunity to express our true nature. These decisions should not be driven by vanity or the desire to impress others, but should stem from a deep-seated authenticity. By doing so, we allow our true self to shine through, making a statement about who we are and what we stand for. This alignment between inner values and outer expressions not only enhances personal integrity, but also fosters a deeper connection with others who value authenticity. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Marcus Aurelius. Non-verbal communication, such as the way we make eye contact or smile, holds a powerful ability to convey messages and emotions more effectively than words alone. This form of communication goes beyond mere exchanges of information. It fosters deeper human connections. It builds bridges between individuals, establishes trust, and imparts feelings of recognition and value to those around us. The Stoic philosophers, known for their emphasis on wisdom and virtue, recognized the importance of non-verbal communication in embodying these principles. Marcus Aurelius, for example, taught about the significance of actions in expressing one's true character. He believed that our external behaviors are reflections of our internal states. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking, Marcus Aurelius wrote, suggesting that a genuine smile or sincere eye contact are manifestations of a positive internal disposition and a contented life. Epictetus highlighted the importance of being mindful of one's expressions and actions. He advised that people should be conscious of how they present themselves to the world, as this presentation is a direct reflection of their thoughts and attitudes. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do, he stated. This principle underlines the importance of congruence between one's inner values and outer expressions, including nonverbal cues like posture, gestures, and facial expressions. Thus, when we consider how something as simple as a smile or maintaining eye contact can influence interactions, it's clear that these nonverbal elements are powerful tools in building and maintaining relationships. They convey authenticity, warmth, and openness, making others feel respected and valued. This aligns with the Stoic ideal of living a life of virtue and integrity, where every gesture and look reflects a commitment to genuine, ethical, and compassionate engagement with the world. Nonverbal communication is not just supplementary to what we say. In many cases, it forms the core of our interactions. It has the capacity to transcend language barriers and cultural differences, touching on a fundamental human level, that promotes understanding and empathy. By mastering this form of communication, as guided by Stoic wisdom, we can more effectively connect with others, demonstrating our respect and appreciation for them without needing to say a word. Embracing the Stoic philosophy of silent strength extends far beyond mere quietness. It embodies a potent form of presence. This approach isn't about withdrawing into silence, but rather about cultivating a calm, composed demeanor that conveys confidence and resilience. As we conclude this discussion, I urge you to embrace these moments where your quiet confidence can truly make an impact. Allow your silence to communicate profoundly, letting it speak volumes where words might falter. As you move forward, remember the power of silent strength and the impact of an unspoken message. It's about being there completely, with a robust presence that resonates with wisdom and self-assurance. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Stoic principles today. I encourage you to check out our other videos to continue your journey into the rich world of Stoicism. And keep in mind that often the most compelling messages are those that are left unspoken. See you in the next video, and remember, let your silent strength be your guide.